What's up, party people, and welcome to Stoniecast number 189 and season 6, episode 15 of Thoughts and Hunches, making money in bunches and sucker punches. It's your boy Stony coming back at you for the 189th time, and I'd like to welcome all of my fellow hoodlums, criminals, scumbags, shady characters, lowlifes, fugitives from justice, altar boys with unhealthy relationships with their priests, heathens, scoundrels, hustlers, foul-mouthed raging alcoholics, wise guys, MLB players that have got into a fight with Bryce Harper. You know who you are. Thanks for watching. Gangsters, cheats, fienders with abusive language, degenerates, let's face it, anybody with a massive gambling problem. If you're new to the show, hey, that means you probably fit into a few of those categories, so welcome, because you're now one of us. One of us, Gooba Gobba, one of us, we accepted one of us. Know the reference, that's all I gotta say. Hey, make sure you hit the subscribe button right down here in the lower right-hand corner. Ring that bell. That way you can get notified every time I put out a new video. To spread the word's also very easy. Just tell other degenerates, scumbags, and fienders you know to go to YouTube and enter Thoughts and Hunches in the search bar. That'll take you right to my page, and you can get dialed into everything that I drop on you. Also, if you're new and you don't know what's what with this channel, it's college and pro football winners, MLB playoff winners, and college basketball winners. I just give you picks. That's it. No player props and absolutely no parlays. Why no parlays? Because I don't like giving my money away. I like my money. And I don't like just to hand it away on some stupid parlay. It's hard enough to pick the winner of one game. How are you going to throw 3 or 4 of them together? It just doesn't happen. The books, they don't expect a guy like me to deliver this many winners. I'm an outlier and I'm a disruptor. I'm like the Beastie Boys. I disrupt.
Step inside the party, disrupt the whole scene.
That's what I do. I go to the mattresses and get the info for you every single week in order to get you to the window with a ticket to cash. Now, before I get to the picks, as usual, I have some thoughts.
Give me all you got. Listen, give me all you got.
It never gets old, does it? Okay, quick little housekeeping real quick. I will not be around all weekend long. You want to get in touch with me, text me, comment on the page. I will keep posting my daily college basketball picks. I'll be in Manhattan, Kansas this weekend, getting after it. So, yeah. As far as the, what else? Oh, yeah. The everything else, the picks, I got all the picks for you, and I will continue to post daily college basketball picks in the comments section of this video. So make sure to check those out. Now, since there's so much action this week with rivalry weekend going on in college football and feast week in college basketball, I only have one topic today. And it's about Washington State football. Now, whether you care or you don't, I do. Now, we all know that Wazoo and Oregon State were kind of left for dead when the entire conference left for more money, leaving them without a conference. The Pac-12 now consists of 2 teams. Just Washington State and Oregon State. Jimmy Rogers is the head coach. He came from South Dakota State, where he went 27-3 as a head coach in 2 seasons and won the national championship in 2023. This is his first season on the Palouse. This Cougar squad is 5-6 and are playing Oregon State for the second time this month. Why? Well, listen to this. In October, Washington State went to Oxford and played a playoff team in Ole Miss, where Wazoo only lost by 3. Then they travel back home. Then the very next week, they travel across the country to Charlottesville to face a Virginia team that is still in the mix for a playoff spot, and the Cougars lost by 2. Last week, they traveled to Harrisonburg, Virginia to take on James Madison, who is a likely playoff team, and they lost by 4. I can't even fathom what it must take itinerary-wise to fly from Pullman to Harrisonburg. Traveling as much as anyone in the country this season to play 3 teams out of conference that are all playoff periphery teams and giving all three of them the hell. That takes some serious moxie, all right? You got to give it to him. That is so cool. Whether you're a fan or not, I give mad props to Jimmy Rogers for doing this in his first season as he tries to build a culture for next season's new Pac-12, which is going to look a lot like the current Mountain West Conference, but with only 8 teams for now as they're constantly looking to expand. But big ups to you, Jimmy Rogers, for being a really cool story and what has become a very selfish sport for the players looking to make more money. Now, as for the week that was, college football, I went 1-1 on Friday and 10-6-1 on Saturday to leave with an 11-7-1 mark. I'll take it. Not fabulous, but I'll take that every single week with 19 plays. You kidding me? After hitting both sides of Thursday night's NFL matchup with Houston and the under, I never could get my footing on Sunday and was 5-5-1 heading to Sunday night, where the Ram Chops rolled and got me to 8-5 on the week, and then the Niners delivered on Monday night to get me 9-5-1, which is top notch. But then there's college hoops. Oh, was there college hoops. I started the week 7-2 on Tuesday, right? But then I went 3-8 on Wednesday to get to 10-10 after 2 days. Then I just simply took off. Every day following Wednesday was a winning day, highlighted by a 10-3 Friday. After all was said and done, I delivered 45-29 for a 60% week. Yeah. The large has arrived in hoops as I've delivered 2 straight weeks of massive gains by stacking winners on top of each other every single day. Now, let's take a peek at the numbers. Last week, 65 wins, 41 losses, 2 pushes, 61.3%. That's massive. NCAA football for the season, 156 wins, 104 losses, 5 pushes. 60%, right on the number. Okay? That's awesome. Anything above 56 is good. Anything above 57 is very good. Anything above 58, you're Hall of Fame level shit. Well, I'm 60 on NFL's NCAA football for the season so far. NFL for the season, 111 wins, 78 losses, 2 pushes. 58.73%, closing back in on 59. That's the goal. NCAA basketball now, 104 wins, 74 losses, 58.43%. Remember when I was 45%? Yeah, I don't either. Thursday night, degenerate specials, 9-7 on the season, 56.25%. That ain't bad. Thursday night, 14 wins, 11 losses, 56%. Plenty of room for improvement. Sunday night, 7 wins, 5 losses, 1 push, 58.33%. Doing it well. Shout out LL. Uncle L. Monday night, 8 wins, 9 losses, 47.06%. Got to get over 53. That's the overall plan. Now, overall, every single pick I've given you, all 14 episodes up to this point, 432 wins, 302 losses, 8 pushes. 58.77%. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, right? But what exactly does it mean?
Wow, winning.
There you go. That's right, Chuck. You tell them. Once again, remember that all of these picks are 100% free. So all the touts out there that are charging you for picks and giving you 75 to 80% winners, guaranteed, documented bullshit, stop. Come on. All right? We all know you're full of shit. Plus, you're charging for these picks.
Oh!
I mean, come on. With me, all you got to do is come to YouTube every single week and I'll drop my plays on you for free. All right? Now, also, I want you all to know that these are all picks that I am personally going to make with my own money. So I'm not just throwing darts at a dartboard, right? And blindly picking random games. Okay, y'all ready? Okay, away we go. Episode number 15.
Just win, baby.
That's right, Al. Let them know. The new week began yesterday as Tuesday and Feast Week delivered another stellar day in college hoops. I started out red hot at 6-0, and I stumbled down the stretch, but still wound up 11-6 on the night to give us a leg up and begin the new week by already playing with house money. The early games today I gave you, I was 1-1 so far, with 3 games going on right now. And since I got my YouTube TV back, I've got the triple box going right now. So the games I've got going right now, I've got USC. They're up by 8 with 4 minutes left. They're looking good. Houston is just crushing Notre Dame at halftime. VCU leads South Florida, so I'm going to need South Florida to pick it up in the second. There's 15 minutes left in that one. But, yeah, so far so good. Now, if you're down with college hoops, here are my plays for tonight, and there's lots of them coming at you quick. 4:30 Eastern on CBS Network. Give me Northern Iowa -2.5 over Tulsa. 5:30 Eastern on the Deuce. I'll take Washington State +10 versus Seton Hall. 7 Eastern on TNT. I like Kansas catching 6 versus Kentucky. 7:30 Eastern on the Deuce. I'm on St. Mary's -9 versus Wichita State. 8 Eastern on True TV. I'll roll with St. John's -4.5 versus Auburn. 9:30 Eastern on the Deuce. Give me North Carolina State laying 2.5 versus Texas. 9:30 Eastern on TNT is the game of the night, and I'll take Gonzaga -2.5 over Michigan in a battle of 2 unbeatens. 10:30 Eastern on True TV. I like San Diego State +1.5. Did I get that right? Yeah, San Diego State +1.5 versus Baylor with a sprinkle.
Sprinkle me, man.
Atta kid. There you go, Earl. Midnight Eastern on CBS Sports Network. I like Utah +13 versus Ole Miss. And finally, also at midnight Eastern on TNT, I'll take Alabama -13 over Maryland. That's a lot of plays, but there's a lot of plays all weekend long. All these preseason tournaments are awesome. It's like being in March because you get these inter-conference, or out-of-conference matchups, and they're great. They're absolutely fantastic. And this is where you kind of get to judge these teams early on in the season before tournament play or conference play begins in January. Okay, so here we go. NFL Thanksgiving football begins tomorrow. 1 Eastern on Big Fox at Ford Field in the Motor City as the 7-4 Lions are 3-point home favorites over 7-3-1 Green Bay, and the total's listed at 48.5. The Lions came from behind to take out the Giants on Sunday in a game they probably should have lost, but are now in the midst of a fortunate schedule, very fortunate, where they get 3 in a row at home. This is the second one, and they'll host Dallas next Thursday as well. Green Bay absolutely just blew out Minnesota last week in one of my winners on Sunday.
Hoo-ah!
That's right. Needed that one. While both of these teams are expected to be playing in January, they both find themselves looking up at Chicago for some reason in the NFC North. Well, everyone knows the reasons because Chicago hasn't beaten anybody. I don't trust either team now or in January, but I do like the Packers here with the field goal on the road. Turkey Day Game 2 goes at 4:30 Eastern on CBS at Jerry World in Arlington. 6-5 Kansas City is a 3.5-point road favorite at the 5-5-1 Cowboys, and the total's 52.5. KC had a must-win and delivered on Sunday in overtime over Indianapolis, avoiding a 3-game losing streak. While Dallas came from behind to knock off the Eagles. Dallas has pulled off some crazy shit this season, and they're seasoned to play on Thanksgiving, right? That's what they do. So I'll take the Cowboys catching the 3 in a chunk at home. Proving there's more to Thanksgiving than just the NFL, there's a good college football matchup that goes at 7:30 Eastern on ESPN at the Liberty Bowl in the home of the Blues, where 8-3 Memphis is a 5.5-point home favorite over 8-2 Navy, and the total's 59.5. Memphis has lost 2 in a row and a shot at the American Conference title game. But they want to end their regular season strong, and they'll need to go up against Navy, who comes in with an outside shot at the CFP if they win this one and next week against Army. Memphis quarterback Brendan Lewis will go, but he's banged up. And I'm not a fan of the Tigers' defense trying to slow down the Middies' triple option. Give me Navy catching 5.5 on the road here. The Thanksgiving nightcap goes back to the NFL at 8:15 Eastern on NBC at M&T Bank Stadium in the Charm City, where the 6-5 Ravens are 7.5-point home favorites versus 3-8 Cincinnati, and the total's 52.5. 52, excuse me. Baltimore's won 5 in a row with Lamar Jackson back in the lineup, but he's a little banged up, and he's clearly not 100%. While Cincy's going to welcome back Joe Burrow after 2 months. Ravens win this one, but the Bengals get the cover here while you're eating your pumpkin pie tomorrow. Fridays have been very lucrative for me all season long, and there's no reason to think that Black Friday is going to be any different. So let's get it going at noon Eastern on ABC at Davis-Wade Stadium in Starkville, where number 7 Mississippi is a 7.5-point road favorite at 5-6 Mississippi State, and the total's listed at 62.5 in the 122nd Egg Bowl. This series has been played every year since 1944, making it the 10th longest uninterrupted series in the country. Now, before I get to the pick, I have to comment on Lane Kiffin. I think he should stay. That's what I think, all right? But I don't think he will, because if he was going to stay, an extension would have already been announced by Ole Miss and Kiffin. Somebody told me about 2 hours ago at work that he thinks after the game there will still be no decision made, and on Saturday, Lane Kiffin's going to go to Ann Arbor and he's going to be on the college football game day set, and he's going to announce it on game day. That's possible. It's, it's very possible. Now, where do I think he's going to go? I have no idea. Everyone seems to think LSU or the New York Giants. But I think the decision will come before we go to sleep Friday. If he decides to leave, do you let him stay and coach in the CFP if you're Ole Miss? Or do you show him the door since he's leaving anyway? The timing of this whole thing is just awful, right? Because wherever he winds up, he needs to get a start on recruiting and NIL transfers unless he goes to the NFL. Now, as for the game, both schools had last week off. And while Ole Miss has a spot in the CFP basically locked up, Hail State needs a win to become bowl eligible. Rivalry games are tough to lay a big number, especially because the Bulldogs have played well this year. But Ole Miss is operating right now on another level. So it's Rebels minus 7.5, and they leave with the Golden Egg Trophy for the 3rd straight year. Noon Eastern on CBS at Memorial Stadium in the land of Lincoln. 7-4 Iowa is a 6-point road favorite at 7-4 Nebraska, and the total's 38.5. In the battle for the Heroes Trophy. Nebraska obviously dominated this series for about 20 years in the 80s and 90s, but the Hawkeyes have now ripped off 9 of the last 10. Iowa bounced back from their 2 losses to Oregon and USC by getting a hard-fought win over Michigan State last week, while Nebraska has now lost 2 out of 3 after getting crushed at Penn State. Both schools are bowl-bound and not CFP-bound, so this game is all about whether you play in the 3rd week of December or the 4th. Nebraska, or more so the Raiola family, is in trouble here. After Dylan Raiola lost a reported $1.2 million after his season-ending injury and his brother decommitting from Nebraska. I like Nebraska, and they were playing good ball, but not here. Give me Iowa. Lay the 6. Noon Eastern on ESPN at the Booth in Lawrence. Number 13 Utah is a 12.5-point road chalk at 5-6 Kansas, and the total set at 60. Utah had an improbable come-from-behind win over Kansas State Saturday night to make it 4 straight wins while averaging 52 points per game in that stretch. KU's lost 4 out of 5, and they've been awful. Utah's on the proverbial CFP bubble, but I don't see them getting in unless Texas Tech completely collapses. And since that won't happen, the Utes are going to, I think they're going to be on the outside looking in. They're going to put up the points, though, and I'm going to keep rolling with them until they stop. Utah, minus 12.5. A good one in the Mountain West goes at 3:30 Eastern on CBS Sports Network at University Stadium in Albuquerque. 9-2 San Diego State's a 1.5-point road favorite at 8-3 New Mexico, and the total's 41.5. San Diego State comes in winners out of 5 of the last 6, while New Mexico's won 5 in a row. There's a lot at stake here. San Diego State win means that they host the Mountain West Conference title game next week. And New Mexico can host if they win here and Utah State upsets Boise State. This has the makings of a war with 2 excellent defenses pounding away at each other. San Diego has the better defense, but New Mexico scores a lot more than the Aztecs. That, plus some home cooking, means I'm on the Lobos, catching the 1.5 with a sprinkle.
Sprinkle me, man. Sprinkle me.
There you go. 3:30 Eastern on Friday on ABC at Bobby Dodd Stadium in Hot Town. Number 4 Georgia's a 13.5-point road favorite at 23rd ranked Georgia Tech. And the total's 59.5 in the 119th edition of one of my favorite names for a rivalry. It's Clean Old-Fashioned Hate. That's the name of the rivalry. Give me a second. SC by 11 with a minute left. I think I'm good here. South Florida's battling. They're down 2. Good clean old-fashioned hate. I absolutely love that. Georgia still has a shot at the SEC championship game, but tiebreakers are going to decide who meets Texas A&M in Atlanta next Saturday. More importantly, though, the Dogs are locked into the CFP as long as they don't lose this one and next week. Tech's chances are toast after losing 2 of their last 3, including last week to Pitt, knocking them out of the ACC title game and the CFP. 70 miles separate these 2 heated rivals, and as Georgia Tech fans like to tell you, a few hundred SAT points as well. Big number on the road in a rivalry. Nope, Georgia wins, but Tech cashes with 2 touchdowns. 7:30 Eastern on Friday night at ABC at Texas Memorial Stadium in Austin. Number 3 Texas A&M's a 2.5-point road favorite at number 16 Texas, and the total's 51.5 in the 120th meeting of the Lone Star Showdown. This rivalry was played every year from 1915 to 2011 when A&M left for the SEC, but it got renewed last season when Texas joined the SEC. A&M's undefeated in the SEC title game and the CFP. While the only real shot Texas has to make the playoff is to blow out A&M here and get a lot of help with losses from 3 other teams. Not going to happen, Sark. Sorry, it's just not. Texas is very good and dangerous against anyone they play, but they're not closers when they have to be because of the massive coaching deficiency. It just is. Mike Elko versus Sark, mismatch. Aggies win and cover the 2 and a chunk. 7:30 Eastern on NBC at Ross-Ade Stadium in West Lafayette. Second-ranked Indiana is a 28.5-point road favorite at 2-9 Purdue, and the total is 54.5 in the 127th meeting for the Old Oaken Bucket Trophy, making it the 7th most played rivalry in the FBS. Purdue's dominated the rivalry, winning 77 times to Indiana's 43. And the Boilermakers won 5 out of 6 until getting boat raced last year in Bloomington to the tune of 66-0. I don't trust the big number on the road here, despite the fact that this one could get ugly. But I do like under 54 and a hook here. 9 Eastern on Big Fox at Mountain America Stadium in Tempe. 25th ranked Arizona is a 2-point road favorite at number 20 Arizona State, and the total's 50.5 in the 99th meeting of the Duel in the Desert, with the winner taking home the Territorial Cup. This has always been a great rivalry with a point spread of 1, right? This one should be another good one, right? As both schools have won 4 out of 5 coming in with the Cats winners of 4 in a row. The Sun Devil quarterback Sam Levitt is out. Jeff Sims has filled in, and he's been fine. But Noah Fafita right now for Arizona is smoking hot. So I got to take the Cats and keep rolling with them because they've been cashing tickets for me lately. Wildcats -2. We also have Black Friday NFL again. This one goes at 3 Eastern on Amazon at the Link in Stoniecastas. As the 8-3 Eagles are 7-point home favorites versus 8-3 Chicago, and the total's 44.5. Philly had that improbable loss last week in Dallas, while Chicago is one of the hottest teams in the NFL. But I'm still not sold on their schedule. Just not. Well, it gets a lot tougher now. Coming off that loss in Dallas Sunday, I think the Eagles roll here, -7 at home. Final, SC by 13. Chicken dinner. Your boy's 2-1 right now on the day, right? It's not looking good for South Florida, but Houston's boat racing Notre Dame. That's a good thing. They're up by 19. Where was I? Moving back to college football now, all right? On Saturday. Oh, God, this is going to be a wild Saturday. Let's start at noon Eastern on SEC Network in the Willie B in Columbia. We're 4-7 South Carolina's a 2.5-point home favorite versus 6-5 Clemson, and the total's 53.5 in the 122nd meeting of the Palmetto Bowl. Both schools have had their issues this season. Lots of them. That's for damn sure. But Clemson comes in on a 3-game win streak. I'm going to take Clemson catching the 2 in a chunk right here with a sprinkle on the money line.
Sprinkle me, man.
There you go. Noon Eastern on Big Fox at the Big House in Ann Arbor. Top-ranked Ohio State is a 10-point road chalk at number 15 Michigan, and the total's 44.5. This is the 121st meeting, and Michigan holds an 11-win advantage over Ohio State. The Wolverines have won 4 in a row. Each school has won the last 2 national championships, and Michigan needs this one and some help to get into the playoff, where OSU is and has been the nation's best team all season. Streak ends here. Sorry, Michigan. Buckeyes roll. Noon Eastern on FS1 at Bill Snyder Family Stadium in the Little Apple. 5-6 Kansas State's a 17.5-point home favorite versus 3-8 Colorado, and the total's 52.5. Yours truly will be in attendance at this one wearing purple. Yeah, I know. Surprise, surprise. As I root on the Wildcats against Dion's Buffaloes. KSU season has been uneven. They just have the whole time, right? But they've won 3 out of 5, and a win here gets them to a bowl game. While Colorado all season is, how do you say it?
Struggling.
Oh, Joe. Was that you, Joe?
Struggling.
One more time, Joe.
Struggling.
Thanks, Joe. Yeah, Colorado all season long has been a mess. K-State gets the win easily here, but I like Colorado to cover this one through the back door late. It could get ugly, but I don't think it will. Buffs plus 17.5. Noon Eastern on ABC at the stadium formerly known as the Giant Ketchup Bottle in Steel City, USA. Number 12, Miami. National champions this year, right? They're going to win it all. As a 7-point road favorite at 8-3 Pittsburgh. And the total set at 51. Miami has a better chance of reaching the playoff than the ACC title game in Charlotte next week. While Pitt can get in with a win and a loss by either SMU or Virginia. Miami's shameless late game scoring over Stanford a few weeks ago and last week against Virginia does nothing to sway me or the voters. You think the committee's looking at you throwing a bomb on 4th and 2 just to get a tie on the point spread? Cost me a win. I didn't lose, but I got a push when that game was over. A road game as a touchdown favorite over a team that just beat Georgia Tech on the road? Give me that candy. Pitt and all 7 of them. 1 Eastern on the Deuce at Lavelle Edwards Stadium in Provo. Number 11 Brigham Young is a 17.5-point home favorite over 5-6 Central Florida. The total set at 48.5. A win puts BYU in the Big 12 title game against Texas Tech, the only team to beat them this year. And a win there would put them in the playoff. UCF needs this one to become bowl eligible. This is a huge number to lay on the road, but I see this one getting out of hand quickly. Cougars minus 17.5. 3:30 Eastern on ESPN at Neyland Stadium on Rocky Top. Number 19, Tennessee is a 3-point home favorite versus 14th ranked Vanderbilt, and the total 65.5. These two rivals meet for the 120th time. Tennessee's won 6 in a row in the series. The Vols lost to Oklahoma 3 weeks ago, took them out of the running for a playoff spot, right? While Vandy's still in it. Sure, they'll need a win here and a bunch of help, but this is the best season Vandy's had in years behind quarterback Diego Pavia. Both teams can score, but I have issues with UT's defense. And if Pavia goes off, he could find himself in New York accepting the Heisman. It's anchored down with the Commodores here, catching 3 on the road with a sprinkle.
Sprinkle me, man.
Vandy, baby, anchored down. 3:30 Eastern on CBS at Husky Stadium in Seatown. Shout out Mix-a-Lot. Number 6, Oregon is a 7-point road favorite at 8-3 Washington, and the total's 52.5. Oregon can only make the Big Ten title game next week with a win and some serious help, which seems unlikely. So all they need to do is win, and they're in the playoff. Washington is just positioning for a better bowl game. And for every impressive win they've had, they're head scratchers, like the losses at Wisconsin 3 weeks ago, right? I mean, just really? The Huskies did hit the degenerate special for me last week, though.
Hoo-ah!
Yeah, it was something like that. As a matter of fact, that's what it sounded like. Something like that on the late night. Washington's a very dangerous team at home, and Oregon's a very, very dangerous team anywhere. This is too many points, though. So I'm going to take the Huskies as the home dog here with the touchdown. 3:30 Eastern on FS1 at the Bank in Stoniapolis. 6-5 Minnesota is a 1.5-point home favorite over 4-7 Wisconsin, and the total set at 37.5 in the 135th meeting for Paul Bunyan's axe. Normally I'd pass on this game, but it's the FBS's most played rivalry. It is. And Wisconsin has been awful. So all the value right here is on the Gophers. Give me Minnesota and lay the short number at home. 3:30 Eastern on ABC at the Gaylord in Norman. Number 8 Oklahoma is a 10-point home chalk versus 7-4 Louisiana State, and the total is 37.5. For OU, it's simple. Win and you're in the playoff. For LSU, it's not so simple. No coach, and coming off a rough go this year, as they showed in last week's 13-10 win. 13-10 win over Western Kentucky, which was another one of my winners.
Hoo-ah!
You're welcome for that one, by the way. I didn't see it being that close, but hey, a winner's a winner. The Sooner defense all season long has been stifling. And at home, with a playoff berth on the line, this is going to continue. LSU's defense is excellent too. Give me under 37 and a hook. 7 Eastern on ESPN at Scott Stadium in Charlottesville. Number 18 Virginia is a 10-point home favorite over 3-8 Virginia Tech, and the total's 52.5. In the 106th clash for the Commonwealth Cup. The most likely scenario of the ACC championship game is SMU versus Virginia Tech, or versus Virginia next week. But that's assuming they both win this week, and that's a big assumption. Virginia's lost to Wake Forest 2 weeks ago hurt, but not as much if they lose this one. Vatek has been a mess all season, and this is their last game that they're going to play before James Franklin takes over the reins, probably beginning immediately after this game if he hasn't already. Tech has won 4 in a row in this series, but is 10 too much though? Yeah, I think so. Virginia gets the win, but I'm going to take the Hokies in the points. 7:30 Eastern on ABC at Jordan-Hare Stadium on the Plains. Number 10 Alabama is a 5.5-point road favorite at 5-6 Auburn, and the total is 47.5 in the 90th version of the Iron Bowl. Bama leads the series by 14 wins and has won 5 in a row, but you can always expect the unexpected in the Iron Bowl. Auburn's season is a mess with a fired coach, but a win here will make them bowl eligible somehow. While Bama needs a win and a Texas win over A&M to get to the SEC title game. But if they win here, they're in the playoff. Bama has way too much to play for, and I know these are the scenarios that Auburn lives for to ruin Alabama's season. I don't see it happening, though. Tied, -5.5. 7:30 Eastern on NBC at the Coliseum in La La Land. Number 17, Southern Cal, is a 22-point home favorite versus 3-8 UCLA, and the total 60.5 in the 93rd Crosstown Showdown, where these two schools are only 12 miles apart. SC had an outside shot at a playoff berth, but that's gone after they lost to Oregon last week in another one of my winners.
Hoo-ah!
That's right, because USC just doesn't do it in big games. UCLA's been a train wreck all season, hence the 22 points. SC can win this one by 40, and they should, but they won't. Bruins are going to hang around, and they're going to show some alligator blood.
Hanging around. Kids got alligator blood.
That's it. Love it. Bruins +22. 7:30 Eastern on Big Fox at Geese Memorial Stadium in Champaign. 7-4 Illinois is a 7-point home favorite versus 6-5 Northwestern, and the total's 47.5 in the 119th meeting for the Land of Lincoln Trophy. Illinois, their hot start was thwarted over the last month, while Northwestern was supposed to be a lot worse than they wound up, and they secured a bowl berth with last week's win over Minnesota. Illinois was beaten at Wisconsin last week, which really stands out. So I'm going to take Northwestern and the points on the road here. 8 Eastern on the Deuce at Memorial Stadium in Berkeley. 21st ranked Southern Methodist, is a 13.5-point road favorite at 6-5 Cal, and the total's 53.5. SMU gets into the ACC championship game next week with a win and a shot at the playoff with a win here. Cal was blown out in the big game at Stanford last week, and they're already bowl eligible, so they'll play in the Cocoa Pebbles Hemorrhoid Bowl or some shit like that. All right, so they're just irrelevant, and they have been for years, leaving me no choice but to roll with the Mustangs on the road and lay 13.5. And finally, to close out the night, this week's Degenerate special goes at 10:30 Eastern on ESPN at Stanford Stadium in the Silicon Valley, where 9th-ranked Notre Dame's a 33-point road favorite at 4-7 Stanford, and the total's listed at 52.5 in the 39th Battle for the Legends Trophy. Yeah, this is a newer-ish rivalry, but it's been going on every year for a while now, in my lifetime, basically. And Notre Dame just needs to win to get a spot in the playoff. Stanford's season has been bad, and they already won their game of the year, their bowl game, last week by beating Cal in the big game. In another one of my winners.
Hoo-ah!
Yeah, because it's Cal. Cal is worse than Miami. If you root for Cal in Miami, you got some serious problems. Okay, Donnie? The Irish are coming off a 70-7 win over Syracuse last week and have been blowing teams out lately as Jeremiah Love has become a Heisman contender. This one's going to get ugly, but Notre Dame will coast once they get up by 30, leaving the back door wide open for the Cardinal to sneak through. So I'm going to take Stanford +33 in the late night get right. All right, I think that's it. We're done for the week. Oh, wait, you mean there's more? Am I done?
No, I'm just getting warmed up.
Attaboy. NFL Week 13 Sunday starts at 1 Eastern on Fox at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. The 9-2 Ram Chops are 10-point road favorites at 6-7 Carolina, and the total's 46. I've been very impressed all season with the Panthers and how hard they've been playing and the big-time improvement. The problem is the Ram Chops are on a mission right now. Right? I know Carolina's on a short week after playing on Monday night, but travel cross country for an early start, I've seen this movie before. Give me the Panthers in the 10. 1 Eastern on Fox at the Sombrero in Tampa. The 6-5 Bucks are 3-point home favorites over 3-8 Arizona, and the total's 44.5. The Bucks have lost 3 in a row, but those losses were Detroit, New England, and Buffalo. And the Rams. Zona has lost everyone this season in a nightmare of a season. Bucks -3, Baker injured, not injured, Bucks -3. 1 Eastern on Fox at Snoopyville in New Jersey. 4-7 Atlanta is a 2.5-point road favorite at the 2-9 Jets, and the total's 39.5. The Falcons' 4-game losing streak came to an end with a win in New Orleans last week, which is one that I gave you.
Hoo-ah!
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. The Jets' 2-game win streak is a thing of the past as they're back to their losing ways. Falcons -2 and a hook on the road have to be the play here. 1 Eastern on Fox at Hardcock Stadium in Bienvenidos a Miami. The 4-7 Falcons are 5.5-point home favorites versus 2-9 New Orleans, and the total's 42.5. Somehow, some way, the Finns have won 3 out of 4, while the Saints are a true train wreck. Miami at home, -5 and a chunk, have to be the play. 1 Eastern on CBS at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. The 8-3 Colts are 4-point home favorites versus 6-5 Houston, and the total set at 45.5. I'm looking forward to this one. Indy all of a sudden's lost 2 out of 3, including blowing last week's game in Kansas City. While Houston has now ripped off 5 out of 6 after physically beating up Buffalo. They beat up Buffalo last Thursday, as I gave you both Houston and the under. So that was 2 winners I gave you last Thursday.
Hoo-ah! Hoo-ah!
There you go. We'll do it twice. Why not? 1 for each of them. Got 2 guns, 1 for each of you. Houston's defense is legit, and a win by the Texans gets them to within a game of Indy in the AFC South. And these two meet again on the last day of the season. Gonna ride with Indy here, though, at home. 1 Eastern on CBS at Nissan Stadium right here in Music City. 7-4 Jacksonville's a 6.5-point road favorite at the 1-10 Titans, and the total's 42.5. The Jags have won 3 out of 4, while the Titans continue to be the worst team in the NFL. Though they did come through with a backdoor cover for me last Saturday versus Seattle.
Hoo-ah!
That's what it was. Jacksonville has to be the dumbest team on the earth. They just keep shooting themselves in the foot. Brain dead decisions, everything. Trevor Lawrence is owed a lot of money and he's just not getting it done. But this one just ain't going to work for Tennessee. The last 3 weeks in which they've covered all that shit comes to a halt here. Jayville steamrolls. Jags laying 6 and a chunk. 1 Eastern on CBS at the Dog Pound in Cleveland. 8-4 San Francisco is a 5-point road favorite at the 3-8 Browns, and the total's 38.5. Shador. There, I said his name. That's all you get from me. The only way SF doesn't cover this one is if it's a 14-10 game, because Cleveland's is offensively challenged and has a great defense. But it's a short week for the Niners and an early start, but I'd rather lose with SF than lose with Cleveland. Niners -5. 4 Eastern on Fox at Lumen Field in Seatown. Shout out Mix-a-Lot. The 8-3 Seahawks are 10-point home chalk versus 4-7 Minnesota, and the total here is listed at 41. Seattle's won 5 out of 6 and are getting it done on both sides of the ball, while the Vikings are a mess. Minnesota decided to dump Sam Darnold for J.J. McCarthy, and it's just blown up in their face spectacularly. J.J. McCarthy, I heard a stat today that said in the quarterback rankings, their valuations per drop back pass, he's 841st out of 842 quarterbacks since 2000. He's the second to worst quarterback in drop back value in the last 25 years out of 850 quarterbacks. You know who's the only one worse? Sorry, Raider fan. Jamarcus Russell. Remember him? How can we forget? Seattle's won 5 out of 6, and they're getting it done, right? I mean, it's just... Minnesota, right? They made all these bad decisions. J.J. McCarthy's a train wreck. Now they got to go to the Pacific Northwest where Darnold is there waiting for him. He's going to beat him down. Seahawks -10. 4:25 Eastern on CBS at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Always up to no good. Shout out Pac and Dre. The 7-4 Chargers are 10-point home favorites over the 2-9 Raiders, and the total's 41.5. The Chargers, after getting blown out 2 weeks ago in Jacksonville, had last week off to stew over it and getting punished by Jim Harbaugh, while the Raiders are showing that they're arguably the worst team in the NFL. All right, this side of Nashville. Chargers -10. 4:25 Eastern on CBS at the stadium formerly known as the Giant Ketchup Bottle in Steel City, USA. The 7-4 Bills are 4-point road favorites at the 6-5 Steelers, and the total's 47.5. Buffalo's now lost 2 out of 3 after getting beat in Houston last Thursday, while the Steelers keep flip-flopping wins, showing how inconsistent they are. I can't trust either team, and Buffalo's 4th down failure will be their end, including this Sunday. Give me the Steelers, +4 at home. After waiting all day for Sunday night to check out Carrie Underwood's world-class legs at 8:20 Eastern on NBC, Northwest Stadium in Landover, the 9-2 Broncos are 6.5-point road chalk at 3-8 Washington, and the total's 43.5. Denver continued to beat up on everyone while Washington continues to lose to everyone. The Jaden Daniels watch is on for this game, and as of now, it looks like he's not going to go. Don't think it's going to matter. Denver laying the points on the road is the choice. And finally, to close out the week on Monday night, 8:15 Eastern, it's Shaving Cream Stadium in Foxborough. 10-2 New England's a 7.5-point home favorite versus the 2-10 Giants, and the total's listed at 47.5. I don't remember last time the Pats lost, and I don't remember last time the Giants won. But they've been covering now with Jameis Winston and his stolen crab legs. Pats win, but Giants get the cover, +7 and a hook on the road. That's 16 NFL plays to go along with 24 more college football plays and daily NCAA hoop selections. We're going to have well over 100 picks this week. Make sure to check out the comment section every single day right here in this video, because college hoops is just going to keep on coming from now all the way until April. Also, keep an eye out for STONIECAST number 190, which is going to drop on Wednesday. So until then, just remember, if you want to win big, you got to bet big. You can't go broke taking a profit. Scared money don't make money. The less you bet, the more you lose when you win. Shout out Chris the Bear FALLICA. Now for me, the action is the juice. Tell him, Mike.
But for me, the action is the juice.
That's right. I'm in. The difference between winning and making money is that anyone can win betting chalk, but you can't make money unless you take the dogs and the unders, Josh. There's money on the streets that can't be ignored. And finally, good luck to you. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Have a great weekend with your family. Make sure you stuff your fat faces, but more importantly, stuff your wallets. And a shout out to my girl Feliciana. Can't wait to see you this weekend. Go to the game with you and hang out with you. I miss you, sweetie. Can't wait to hang out all weekend long. And yep, I still miss you, Gooch, my brother. And R.I.P., rest in peace, rest in power to my man, Charlie Kirk. You are missed.
Pay him.
There it is.
Pay that man his money.